Check this.
Good morning, everybody. How are you? This is your buddy. Something stuck to my arm. Your buddy Lee Bailey. It is more joy time. Can you get that around the shirt? There we go. Yeah. All right. So it is a beautiful Monday morning. It's a new day, a new week. And we are here to encourage you this morning. This is Be Encouraged. I hope that you all will have a beautiful morning this morning, and it'll take you into a glorious day. That is the idea behind Be Encouraged. So let's start it off. Let's do some stuff here. I've got a few things that I wanted to share with you this morning, and I'll give a shameless plug to this beautiful website, which is called the Good News Network. And so this information I just found was actually, there's tons of it. So I've picked out some specific ones for you guys to enjoy and to really get behind. The first one is this little thing that says a surprising percentage of people feel happier after spontaneous decisions. What do you think of that? Do you think that's good? Excuse me. I don't know if that's good or not. I remember one time taking a Myers-Briggs, and there are people who love ENFPs. I'm an ENFP. So I love spontaneous decision-making. But there are people who are not ENFPs, which is, by the way, extroverted, intuitive, feeling, and P is what? I forget. Anyway, I'm sure other people watching know what I'm talking about. But I like being spontaneous and doing things on a whim. But a lot of people do not. So I don't know if this is really, but maybe some people have discovered that they, in fact, like that. I don't know why I keep grabbing my nose. I apologize. The average American makes 6,709 spontaneous decisions every year, according to new research. A brand new survey of 2,000 American respondents found when including decisions such as getting coffee, trying a new lunch place, taking a nap, and the like, the average American will act spontaneously about 18 times per day. And is acting spontaneously a key to happiness? According to the survey, it may very well be. A study conducted by One Poll on behalf of Cub Cadet found those who considered themselves a spontaneous person were 40% more likely to consider themselves a happy person. Not only that, but they were also 36% more likely to feel content and satisfied with their life. Pretty cool. I mean, I think it's pretty cool. I don't know how anybody would think it wasn't. So let's see what else we got going on in the good old US of A. as far as good news is concerned on this beautiful 21st of, what is it today? 22nd of June. 22nd of June, folks. Sorry about that. This one's near and dear to my heart, folks. Many of you know that I am a double lung transplant recipient from June 5th of last year. So just recently, June 5th of this year was my 1 year anniversary. And I'm ever forever thinking about my donor who I got the 2 lungs from and their family. But I wanted to read this little thing. In California, organ donation charity still on track for record-setting year despite COVID-19 upheavals. A leading California-based charity announced last week that it was on pace for a 15% increase in organ donations over last year's record-setting numbers, despite the upheaval of COVID-19 has caused to the nation's healthcare system. The One Legacy organization is the not-for-profit organ, eye, and tissue agency that serves the greater Southern California region, the largest independent donation region in the world. In March, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services issued guidelines that identified transplantation as a Tier 3 high acuity surgery. Do not postpone procedure. Since that time, One Legacy has been working with its partner hospitals and transplant centers to assure the safety of donors and the many recipients waiting to receive their gift of life. Even during this unprecedented crisis, the life-saving and essential purpose of organ and tissue donation and transplantation has gone on, said One Legacy CEO Tom Moen. To donor hospitals and staff, donors and their families, recipients, and transplant colleagues, we owe a world of gratitude for their continued caring about our community and our world. Americans rally together in times of crisis, and the same generosity and caring that we see from organ donors will help us successfully confront the challenges posed by COVID-19. Also, Tom Moen said that. So anyway, so that's kind of cool, right? Also, by the way, some countries that were hit hardest by COVID-19 are starting to lift social restrictions after encouraging new recovery rates. And that's a good thing. All right. Okay, folks, that's good news there. There's some good talks going around. Washington's graduation advice for the class of 2020 that won first prize in a global competition. We got this. And so, yeah, all you have to do is go to the Good News Network. You can find all kinds of cool, great news that is sure to brighten your day. How about that? Be sure to brighten your day. That's what we're aiming to do here at Be Encouraged. So I hope that you guys have had a chance to do something to encourage yourselves today or encourage someone else. That's always the key. I can tell you this right now. This guy right here is telling me all about how awesome our guests are going to be this afternoon. And he is my encouragement, Tora Arsala. Happy Monday, by the way, he said. Normally he says that first. So kind of threw me off when I grabbed the first one. All right, folks, that's Tora Arsala right there. Good man, a good egg. Not a bad egg, a good egg. And I think we would like to have Tora come on and tell us about the guests we're going to have some this week. My Father's Day was fantastic. I had a great time with my family. My dad also was here, my sister and my mom. So we were able to gather together and have a great Father's Day. So, Tora, I'm sending it to your messenger. Okay, buddy? And you can jump on here and tell us about some of the things that we got going on this afternoon. I would love to hear from you and what's going on, what's happening with you in the world today. Okay. So, how is everybody doing today? Tell me something if you are on here with me. I'd like to know what it is that you specifically did for Father's Day. Did you get something for Father's Day? Did you give something for Father's Day? I saw a picture last week. Tura posted with his father. And let's bring Tura in here. What's up, big man? I like that shirt. That's nice.
Well, it's your favorite shirt.
It is my favorite shirt. Yeah.
So I've been a busy bee booking guests for you for this week.
I've seen this. So Tura always puts together and then makes a little group chat. And so I've seen tons of little group chats coming up on my Facebook. So that's good.
You're going to be excited for Wednesdays. I guess Wednesday we have a renowned doctor from Virginia Hospital Center that's going to be joining the show, and he's going to be able to answer any COVID-19 questions you might have or any medical question you might have. He's actually worked in the front lines in the COVID-19 unit.
Good.
So I worked my magic to get him on the show on Wednesday.
Nice.
And also today you're going to be joined by Zafar Azam, who I've told you about, who is with the Afghan community. He's going to come on and talk about what they're doing for the community. Then you're going to be joined by a few other guests, one of which is Braddock Elementary School. Their kids want to come on and talk about what they're doing for the community. So it's a really really good thing to see.
How are we going to get their kids on here?
It's only going to be like maybe one or two with adults as well.
All right.
And then we also have another wonderful member of the Afghan community who she emailed you actually. She's been making rubobs, which is an Afghan instrument, to help give away to pregnant Afghan women in the community.
Just Afghan women?
No,
my goodness, I'm kidding.
It's everybody.
It's okay. There's lots of people doing lots of things for different organizations, different groups. That's not a problem. I'm kidding.
And of course, Naila Alam will be on the show, hopefully. Even though she keeps canceling.
Right.
We'll see. But yeah, we have a good week lined up for you, and all of them are going to be on the calendar. And then next week, so actually, this Friday, somebody from Volunteer Fairfax wants to come back on the show to talk about something else they're doing for the community.
Love for them to come back on. I like Volunteer Fairfax. I like what they do. I like what they're up to.
I also put out a fielder for both Republicans and Democrats for your panel discussion on police reform.
Okay, that's good.
And I can tell you that one person is interested, but he's waiting for the Republican person to respond. For folks that don't know, Lee and I are going to be having a panel on police reform and to answer any safety questions with members of the law enforcement community, and we're excited for this panel. And
have you had any success lining up anybody from law enforcement?
Yeah, I've sent out an email to the chief of police of Fairfax and also to Arlington, Alexandria, Loudoun. We'll see what happens. I mean, they're busy people right now. COVID-19, and also I can announce this breaking news. Oh, your phone's going off.
It's okay. Go ahead.
So we have another partner that's going to be teaming up for my event coming up.
Okay.
My fundraiser.
Yeah.
We're gonna have Michelle Alonso from the Alzheimer's Foundation coming on to join our cause and to help us raise money for various causes like Alzheimer's Foundation, autism, and many other different causes. It's going to be one awesome event. And we're also going to be joined by your favorite, the great Krista O'Connell is going to be stopping by to perform songs at this event.
That's awesome.
The goal is to raise money for these various causes like autism awareness, Alzheimer's Foundation, the ARC, and many different organizations. We're trying to make it one big, gigantic fundraiser. It's going to be an amazing event.
That sounds awesome. You know, one of the things I put you on too is I think it's called Jill's House. Is that what it's called? There's a place that's for, let's get the director of that outfit on if we can.
I will reach out to my contact at the Jill's House.
Okay, good. That's a good outfit. I like what they do. And yeah, that's good stuff. When I worked at Falls Church High School, we had a lot of PD kids at school, and a lot of them were able to take Jill's House as they're on.
Actually,
being able to do that.
I put out a fielder on social media again for your show,
Okay.
and the majority of people are from like the Afghan community that want to come on and talk about what they're doing for the community. Most of them in the medical professional field, medical field.
Okay. Well,
So it's going to be exciting. Also, hope your Father's Day was great.
it was great. Yeah, I had a great time. I got to spend time with my dad and my mom and dad, my mom and my wife and my kids and my sister came by with her little puppy dog who's scared of everything. But yeah, we had a great time. My son cooked hamburgers on the grill, and he's becoming a chip off the old block, boy, I tell you.
And I'm sure you saw the breaking news today that NHL is making a comeback this July. Playoffs are resuming.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. I like hockey a lot. I don't know how happy Bill will be about that, but my buddy Bill. We'll see.
Well, I kind of gave him a hard time earlier on social media, but you'll see it whenever you get off, whenever you get a chance. Like,
right.
Bill and I just were joking around today. He's a great guy, and he's I love his all of his shows actually. In fact, you should make a promotion for your thing tonight. Both of your things tonight.
That's right. Oh yes, yes. I was thinking two things with Bill, and I'm going, well, I don't have two things with Bill. I only have one thing. But I have one thing with Billy and one thing with Bill. So there you go. That's right. Nova Nation tonight, ladies and gentlemen, at 7 o'clock, 7 to 8. And now you're itching your nose. I keep itching my nose. I don't know why it's so itchy.
Actually, I can tell you that I don't know if Billy confirmed this or not, but you know the guy who wants to come on your show, your Nova Nation from Patriot is today.
Yeah, but I don't think he's coming on today, is he?
Billy hasn't confirmed with me, but he emailed me today asking for a confirmation if he's good for tonight's show.
Oh, he might be. Yeah, he might be. Russ might be. Did you already talk to Russ?
I did. I'm waiting to. Well, I told him that I'll get back to you in a couple of hours. I just have to talk to Billy to see.
Okay, that's good. That's fine. We'll figure that out. Billy and I are going to get together and plan the show out a little bit today, and we've been working on it over the weekend too. So we're going to have a good show tonight. Nova Nation.
Hopefully technology works out tonight.
No, it's not technology. Technology is fine. Okay. The technology is fine. It's called user error. And, that's exactly what it is. Because you know what? You guys come on my shows without any glitch whatsoever. So it was not a technology issue.
I also spoke to Sheriff Stacy Kincaid's chief of staff.
Cool.
We are working with her schedule to get her on your show.
I'd love to have her on. We just talk about how COVID has affected the jail and what they're doing in the jail and how, with that kind of stuff.
I also have a firefighter that's going to be coming on your show sometime next week.
Well, good. We're going to be able to talk about fire safety and stuff. Does this person have a specialty?
Well, she's just the firefighter for the Loudoun County Fire Department.
Okay, good.
So you're gonna have her. And you're gonna love this medical doctor that's coming on from Virginia Hospital Center because he's worked in the front lines of COVID-19, and he's an Afghani doctor. So you're gonna like him.
Yeah, you're stacking me up on the Afghanis. That's okay though. I like the Afghanis. I'm an Afghani fan, so that's okay. It's all good. No, that's absolutely fine. He's a medical doctor, and that's what we want to talk about, that kind of thing.
And actually, Virginia Hospital Center is actually the hospital where I had my surgery at. So,
okay.
So I'm very thankful that he's taken time out of his busy.
And what's his specialty?
Oh, he's a surgeon.
Thoracic surgeon? What kind of surgeon?
Well, now he's private practice, but he's been working in the Virginia Hospital Center for the last 15 years as different.
Was he your surgeon?
No, he was not my surgeon,
okay.
But he's a wonderful doctor, and
sure,
you're gonna like him a lot. I mean, he's ready. He's prepared to answer any COVID-19 questions you have.
Well, if he's a surgeon, then he'll know my surgeon, so that'll be cool because he was chief of staff at Fairfax Hospital, so I'm sure she knows. Chief of surgery, rather. Anyway,
and also
she's a superstar.
Best of luck with 80s night tonight.
Thank you. I don't, we haven't yet decided we're going to bounce you guys. I think we are, but, because I just don't think you guys will be, you'll just be sitting there with deer in the headlights. I mean, that's what that'll be. So it's
for
nothing
fun.
Against you guys. It is for fun, But we have other friends too that we would like to have come
Right.
on the show too. So,
You should
you
get
guys
Tara,
are core. That's fine.
You should get Tara Hager to come on.
Well, I don't know Tara that well. So, I mean, I know her, but I don't know her that well. So maybe she and I can become better friends.
Speaking of what, she's going to be on your show next week.
Well, I would love to have her on, and I can't wait to meet her and all that kind of good stuff. So, good Lord, I keep itching my nose. I'm going to check myself out.
It's probably the summer heat.
Maybe. Is it already hot outside?
It is in the 90s.
Well, it's breezy, though. It's nice. It's nice breeze out there.
But it's in the 90s outside.
I don't mind if it's in the 90s, but the humidity's bad, isn't it?
Yeah. Also, did you purchase your specialized face mask yet from NFL website or NHL website?
No. I have my face masks are like this.
Oh, and another organization we should try to reach out to is the Live Strong Foundation or Special Olympics.
Oh, well, I don't know about Live Strong Foundations. Live Strong's has a little bit of baggage, but that's okay because I've met him before, actually.
You have?
Yeah, I have. So, I mean,
what about Special Olympics?
I love Special Olympics. I'd love to have a Special Olympics. I'd like to get their whole schedule, and we can keep people advised of how they can be involved and be a hugger, a race end hugger, and that's what I've always wanted to do. I wanted to be in there and at the end of the race cheering them on and giving them a big hug when they come across the line.
Someone said that they're working on having something virtual where they do virtual workouts or virtual something just to keep the athletes motivated.
Sure.
Because yes, we are in phase 2, but nobody knows what that even means because phase 3 is going to be sometime soon. Also, is anybody watching?
Yeah.
It's the first that I haven't seen any comments.
I know. It's because they're all intimidated by yours.
Funny. Even your friend
even my buddy. Yeah. Says, I haven't seen her either. You're right.
Because she's busy behind the scenes working on our fundraiser that we're doing. And yeah, she is very persistent. I can tell you that.
She is very persistent. Yes, indeed. And that's a good thing.
I mean, she's a good person. I like her.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
But sometimes there has to be a line where you kind of, I don't want to.
All right. We're on the air here, and that's okay. Meg's awesome. We love her. So that's not a problem.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later.
All right, Mr. Torres. See you later, buddy. Take care. All right, man. All right, we're going to winding you down here, and that you heard we have some great shows and some great, interesting guests coming on. I can't wait for the different law enforcement people. I'm kind of a law enforcement geek, and I took criminal justice in college, and I've always been very interested in tactics and how they do things. It's very interesting to me, and it's very awesome, and I think that they're the heroes on the line, the majority of them. And unfortunately, just like every other business and every other thing that's in the world, 1 out of 10 people or something like that has just got an evil streak. And we don't need to get into that, but I know that that's true. I would like to talk more about police reform because I want to see what people have to say about it. I think that there's definitely room to maybe take a little bit of the model that they use in England, even though the English population has become much more violent, and therefore police officers, you hardly ever see the old bobbies walking around with, on the beats and stuff like that. But we should, I think, have more officers that are more accessible, not just cruising in their cruisers and around the neighborhoods, but people who are stopping to get out and say hi to people. And I think that's something that I just thought about, actually. That's not a bad idea. When an officer's cruising the streets and he sees a group of people, just pull up and say, "Hey, how y'all doing? Is there anything anything I can do for you? Is there anything that you guys have any concerns or anything like that? Any questions I can answer?" I don't know why we can't do that. I'll have to, if I get a chance to have them on. I think that'd be a great way to reach out to the community. You're driving around in the cruiser and you want to make contacts with the community. That is so helpful, I believe. I know they already have officers who go into the schools, and I'm not talking about the SROs that are in, and that means school resource officer. And I'm not talking about SROs in the high schools and the middle schools. I'm talking about officers who come in and speak to kids in the elementary school. And we need more of that in the junior high and the high school arena as well, because they're encountering different types of scenarios in their lives that law enforcement's involved in. And if they don't know how to deal with law enforcement, they don't know how to address and how to act and react and all that kind of thing, then, it gets them in trouble. And I would love to see kids just really embracing what it's all about. Laws, folks, are important. Laws is what keeps each of us free. Okay. I told the kids that at the high school level when I've worked in security, rules, they don't like rules, but I tell them rules provide freedom. If we didn't have rules, we wouldn't be free to do what we want to do or to do what we want to do within the bounds of rules. Okay. And do rules need to be looked at? Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of laws right now on the books that need to just be absolutely erased. There's just so many prejudiced laws against all different group types. A lot of them racially based, and they just need to be completely removed from. I know this. It used to time, and I don't know if they've changed this law yet because they're very slow about changing laws. And I don't need this because I'm not talking to anybody right now. But I'll tell you, there used to be a law that restaurants and bars could refuse service to homosexuals. First of all, how do you know someone's a homosexual? First of all, there's no way to know. It's not just because a man acts effeminate or a woman acts masculine. That's not how you can tell for sure. Okay, for sure. But, to make a law that you can refuse service to a homosexual, it's outdated, folks. It's just completely outdated. And that's just one example of the kind of laws. You can't ride a horse on the sidewalk on Sundays. These are the kind of laws, and that's a regional law. That's not a federal law. I hope it's not a federal law. Anyway, oh my goodness, how crazy would that be as a federal law? But I think we need to examine all the laws on the books. Honestly, we need to go through and look at all the laws in the books and just excise them. Is that what the word exorcist them? Remove them from the books because they just aren't useful. We need to be more streamlined, folks. We need to be more streamlined. I've always said this. This is where the libertarian in me comes out. We need to have less intrusion by the federal government into our lives. We need to have more freedoms. And it's not so much that we need to have more freedoms. It's that we need to have less redundant laws, less redundant rules. I hate redundancy more than anything. I hope that made you laugh or chuckle right there. No, seriously, redundancies, as far as the law is concerned, is ridiculous. To have a law that says you can't use a cell phone while you're driving, and then have a law that says you can't just be distracted while you're driving. Folks, that's the same thing. So there's no reason except for no distractions while you're driving means that when someone's sitting next to you and they're talking to you and you're distracted by them, you need to be able to tell them to hush. Or if you're looking at your phone or you're reading a book or you're putting on makeup or you're eating food, or all those things are under one law, distracted driving. You're not allowed to be distracted while you're driving. You don't need to have multiple laws for the same thing. One law, distracted drive. Are you distracted while you're driving? You're looking down at the radio and the police officer sees that. Typically, though, you're looking down at your radio and you crash. The police show up. Someone says, well, I saw him looking down at his radio. Or the guy says, I just went to change my radio. Well, guess what? Now you're Now you've distracted. Not only have you broken the law of not running into people, but you obviously were distracted. So I'm itchy all over today. I don't know what it's all about. But yeah, so that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 30 minutes. We've been on the air for 30 minutes. It's 11 o'clock. And I wanted to say to you, thank you very much for tuning in to Be Encouraged today. If you'd like to be on the show sometime to just talk about different issues and things and get my take, it's not even that great a take, but if you'd like to get my take on an issue, if you have a question, if you want to know what we're all about here at Be Encouraged, well, I'm going to tell you what we're all about. We're all about encouraging people. So if we say something that's not encouraging to you, hey, let us know. Hit us up and tell us that why did you say that? It was not encouraging, and this is why. Because sometimes in life we need to be able to stand up and say to someone when they don't realize that something's up and they've not done something the way they should have. So always feel free, y'all, to reach out to us. You can reach out to me. I'm morejoy111 at gmail.com. Morejoy111 at gmail.com. Let me see if that's up here so I can tell you about, so you guys can look it up. You can go to our website, which is morejoyradio.com. Morejoyradio.com you can go to. Also, you can go to morejoy111 at gmail.com. That's my email address. That's a station email address. You're always welcome to call that number. If you're interested about finding something to do in the community, you can always go to volunteerfairfax.org and talk to them. We've had lots of people come on. And if you want to support young people that are doing awesome things, hackthepandemic.org is an outstanding organization. Absolutely outstanding organization. Also, that I haven't had a chance to visit, but I'm going to, is Nova Labs. Nova Labs is up in Reston, and I can't wait to go check that out. Maybe I can figure out if I can do that today. We'll see. We'll hit them up and see how that works out. If you want the best baked goods in the area, Chantel's Bakery is absolutely delicious food. I have yet to try it, but I've already heard on good authority that the food there is outstanding. So by all means. And also, so you don't bog up the 911 system, if you have a concern, if you think something's out of the ordinary, by all means, if you think you need to call 911, then call 911. Okay? There's not a 911 because there's no 11 on the phone. But call 911 if you think that something's an emergency and it needs to be addressed immediately, especially in your own household. Absolutely. If you see smoke coming out of a house, 911 for sure. But if you're not sure, like you see this dog running around the neighborhood kind of weird, or you see a raccoon during the day and you're worried because there's kids outside also, then you call this number here. No, not Tor Arsala's number. He would love to get the phone call from you, but he can't really help you with that. This number here, the non-emergency number for Fairfax County Police and Fire. Just call that number, tell them what your issue is. They'll answer it like 911 kind of, but it's not a 911 call, so it doesn't go into all kinds of seriousness. But they can talk to you more about what's going on, and you can address whatever the issue is. I call the non-emergency number almost on every occasion, even when it's like a car accident that I've witnessed. I sometimes call 911 on those. Somehow I'm a magnet. I see car accidents happening all the time. So I've been the first person to make the call on many occasions. So anyway, I said I was going to end the broadcast, and I just kept talking. So don't forget the non-emergency number. If you need to get any work done on your car, folks, I'm going to tell you, this is where I take my car, Craftsman Auto Care. They have 5 locations. Look them up online. It's craftsmanautocare.com. And also, if you have any needs whatsoever in our community, Salvation Army. And they are a clearinghouse. They know who to contact for whatever your issue is. So give them a call if you have an issue of some kind. And mental health, food, you need food, you can call them. You can call 29 Diner. They're serving people as well. by all means, if you need any help with anything, give Salvation Army, though. They are really kind of geared for it and prepared for it. And that's it, folks. Morejoyradio.com. Don't forget that. And don't forget also the Nova Nation program is coming soon, coming tonight, actually. So have no fear. It is here. And then don't forget to stay tuned to this BAT channel and this BAT station, because Be Encouraged will be on again at 4:30 today. So thank you guys so much. If you have any other issues as far as mental health and or physical disabilities, things like that, the arcofnova.org/answers. They can talk to you about any kind of issue that's going on. Okay. All right, folks, that's it for me today. I appreciate you tuning in today, and I appreciate you coming on and listening. And when you do contribute, we appreciate that. We really do. Thank you for joining us.